yes, yeah. You are tuned into Offering Something. I am your host, Michael Bernier, feeling so good to be alive. That is for sure. You know I love you, love you, love you for tuning into the show. If you're watching on YouTube, do me that solid of clicking on the subscribe button. That's just so sweet of you. You know the show is available out there on all the streaming TV platforms, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Roku TV, Distro TV, all of that. Get hip with it on the Plymouth Rock TV channel. Yeah, I got a lot of love for our sponsors at Enjoy Your Life brand, Riverwalk Brewing Company, and the Higher Education Music and Arts Festival. Now, we have a super lovely episode in store for you with a guest who is a musician, a performer, an artist, an educator, a record shop owner, an event coordinator, a world traveler, and a damn good man. It is with pounds of love that I introduce to y'all, Addis Pablo. What's good, buddy?
Yeah,
how
man.
Are you?
Bless up. Give thanks for having me tonight, you know?
Yeah. You can pull that mic down a little bit just so it's not in your face. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, man. Lovely. So, how you feeling?
So far so good, you know. We just had a few shows over the past weekend here, Auckland, Maine, and, you know, it's good to perform and be on the stage again. So, yeah, feeling good.
Are you comfortable in the space right now? You feel good here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right, so is Jamaica in the house right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your place of birth?
Not my place of birth, but my
Where
dad,
were you born?
I was born in New Jersey.
You were born in New Jersey?
Yeah, Red Bank, New Jersey. Actually.
Okay, in Red Bank, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Word up. Yeah. So what's your tie to Jamaica?
My dad's Augustus Pablo, you know, the legendary reggae musician. So he was born in Jamaica, and that's pretty much the connection. You know? And I was also raised there. So
you were raised in Jamaica.
Yeah,
okay, so there's a strong connection. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about. So what age were you when you were in Jamaica?
From before I can remember, like age 1, 2, right up until 20. You know.
Describe to me the environment. What's going on around you? What's the scene in your town, in your house?
Yeah, I grew up in a few different locations throughout Kingston and St. Andrew, which is in Jamaica. So different environments had different settings. Sometimes we're in the hills, which is like, you know, the countryside. We have a lot of natural fruits and, you know, food and all these things.
Running off in the bush, picking some fruits from the trees.
Then you also have the city life, which is a bit more different, you know, urban, concrete, jungle type of setting. Yep. So it's various. Jamaica is very varied in the setting, so it's hard to describe everything at once. But it's a you know, very wonderful place to be from that time, especially because it was a bit more a different time in the world, you know. So it's like now it's kind of more fast paced and.
So you enjoyed your upbringing there?
Oh yeah, of course.
What was there a specific part of Jamaica?
You mean that?
Like a town, like.
Different places. I mean, I grew up on Mallions Road, which is in Kingston, St. Andrew area. Also, Hewenden, or Havendale, I should say. Also in the hills of Lawrence Tavern, which is pretty much on the countryside, as I said, and St. Mary. So that's like 4 different places that I grew up.
Right on. So we touched on this a little bit. You did. Your father, Horace, in the world of music is known as Augustus Pablo, right? He was a Jamaican roots reggae and dub record producer, melodica player, and keyboardist, and he is considered the one who popularized the use of the melodica in reggae music. Am I accurate in saying
100%.
that? 100%. That's solid.
He took the melodica from an instrument that was considered, it was somewhat there. People were using it to some extent, like other musicians. Yeah. But he definitely made it become his lead instrument and took it to a level that most people didn't really imagine.
And that was not going on?
Not really. Other people were playing it, but not in the way that he was doing it,
Okay. So in where you grew up in your environment, was playing music just like a natural part? Like there was instruments around the house?
Oh, yeah, man, constantly. My dad's life was very much centered around his music, his production, his label, his record shops. Everything was pretty much
so your world was music. You were submerged in it. So at some point, did you find yourself gravitating towards a certain instrument?
From early, I mean, I would just gravitate to all instruments. That's like I think most, not all children, but, you know, the youth, you kind of gravitate to the drums. piano is also the guitar. So yeah, various instruments,
So most of your, like as a child, when kids are getting out there and they're going to play football,
exactly,
you find that you are like, nah, I'm gonna stay back in the studio space and play music.
I mean, you still do the other stuff, like going outside and ramping and all that, but because of these tools being available, it's like you're just naturally, as a child, you're fascinated by the sounds instruments making. So it just makes you gravitate towards
in the house. There's music playing. There's a sound
system,
sound right?
System,
So
very
as you think about your youth,
Mm-hmm.
as you're growing up, what is the music that is playing in the house? Aside from the music of your father.
Original production, exactly. I mean, well, a lot of the radio was RFM, and RFM played pretty much, at that time, roots music and like reggae music predominantly. So whatever was on the time, being played at the time, it could have been from, what was that time, Sanchez, Garnet Silk, them type of era there. I look at Shabba Ranks here and there, but mostly like just roots, singers and players of instruments. My dad listened to a lot of Burry Salmon, also Culture, Burning Spear, all this. Bob Marley, of course, the Wailers, and all these foundation.
Was there for you at that time any one artist that you were inspired by, like truly, like you felt yourself at a young age being like, I want to hear more songs from?
I don't think it was that specific. I just think I enjoyed all that, like all the music that I was hearing. It was just like, no one reflect back on it, it's just like at the time. Some of it was older, some of it was from that era, but it was just all kind of great, So there's not any specific person at that age, at least. Just enjoyed all of it, pretty much.
How old are you when in your head you have the thought of, I think I want to play music as my career?
I would say around the age of 15, 16, I started to consider it. I was always having music in my mind as whether it be engineering or some aspect, but as far as doing like production and creating music around that age, I started to take it more passionately.
Was there anything else that was ever considered an option? Like if you were like, music is cool, but I kind of want to be an astronaut or a fisherman.
No, nothing like that. I mean, the most I said was like engineering, and it could have been just like electrical, making stuff like even studio equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, but still in the world of music.
It's still kind of music, so nothing
like Pro Tools, engineering. Yeah, I got you.
Not too far from music.
Okay, I got you. So in my intro, I mentioned that you were an event coordinator. Is this accurate?
Yeah, well, for over the years, we've been coordinating events, various events like the tribute to my dad, which we kept in Jamaica for the past probably around 10 years. The past few years, we haven't been able to keep it due to different circumstances, including the current COVID and restrictions and all these things. But we pretty much held events in Jamaica. My sister, Isis, and my dad also has a daughter, which is Isis, and she's been coordinating events in New York as well for herself as a DJ and different parties. And
Isis, that's your sister's name?
Isis Swaby,
yeah. Okay.
So we did events across various countries. Even in Japan, she went on exhibitions.
That's what I was going to say, some sort of art exhibit in Japan.
Exactly.
Tell me about this.
Well, Isis went on that tour by herself, but she's a performer and creative. Like, she develops like paintings, canvases, and stuff like that, and even photo exhibits. So that was pretty much what she was displaying in Japan, and also selling her artwork.
Paints. She
paints and also does exhibits, like photo exhibits, like some of our childhood pictures growing up with dad and stuff like that. And she's a very creative person.
So you'll see your face in some of her exhibits.
Definitely, because as childhood, pictures growing up, family, right, dad, her, all of us together and everything.
I like that. Very good. Let's get back to music here. The music that you're making, that you're recording, how would you categorize it? What's the genre? What's the feel? Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much instrumental reggae music for the most part, which incorporates different styles. It could be steppers rhythms, it could be one-drop rhythms, it could be new age, digital productions, it could be just live, traditional, So it's reggae instrumental music on various types of beats.
And the melodica is the constant throughout it all.
Majority, either melodica or keyboards, which I also play, Sometimes I even produce them, you might not have melodica in it, but
I got you. Most but you're playing keyboards also.
Yeah, most of the time,
look
the
at you.
Is there,
So you pretty much always have the melodica with you.
Most times, or sometimes I have more than one because I told him of a few different ones. So.
Is it close to you now?
Right, yeah, very right next to my foot.
You want to give us like like 2 or 3 lines on that thing?
Definitely, that's
yeah. It's a couple lines.
Yeah. Definitely.
Look at this. Is that what kind of melodica are we working with here, Artist?
This is a Suzuki out of Japan.
Yeah.
And I enjoy this model. The traditional one is from Germany, the Harner, which they still make good ones, but this one is a very
This one is a very nice one.
Yeah, man, I like the sound.
Yeah. There it is. I can hear the one drop.
Yeah, man, straight. Sounds called Java.
What is it?
Java. That's the original Java, yeah, created by Augustus Pablo. That's like one of the first hit songs, or not, I said, yeah, pretty much one of the first hit songs on a melodica. So he created that in the early 70s, 1970.
That first line you played?
Yeah, that's the melody.
That's his?
Well, I mean, it's coming from a Western movie like original. That's that kind of, but that's his song, Java and reggae.
So, at this time, not as a child, who are the artists that you're listening to?
As in at age of 15 or earlier?
Oh, right now.
Oh,
today.
At this age.
Today.
Boy, we still listen to a lot of the classic music, I mean, from the Burning Spears right up to the Bob Marley, culture, as I said earlier, all the classic foundation music.
Nothing new wave. There's no new wave in it.
Yeah, a lot of that as well. But I'm just saying, for the most part, we kind of keep. That's where we get a lot of inspiration from, and just keeping that root sound.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I just listen to all new music, whether it be Chronixx, Lila Ike's, Coffee, whoever it may be.
Because I see that you put in work with some legends like Earl Chinna Smith, Lee Perry, Inner Circle, and then you also work with some new generation cats like St. Chronixx, Protoje.
Definitely. What's
the connection to the? Are you playing melodica on their songs? What's going on here? They're on your songs.
Various. Yeah. I've done some remixes with Chronixx production, like some collaborations he did with the team of producers called Green Line Crew. Actually, out of Maine.
Yeah, man. So Zeke Stern was right there in that seat, boy.
Exactly. So we did some remixes on his work with Chronixx a few years back, which is the Life of a Death remixes, as well as Selassie Soldiers and Dub, which I played melodica on, and also the dub version with Sons of Dub. That's Royal Out of Music, which is like Jawiza and out of California.
Right on.
That was like a collaboration on the production as well as a melodica.
That's super, super sweet. Let's talk about performing live. What's the typical lineup on the stage? Is it the same band wherever you go? Do you find bands all over the world? How does that work?
Yeah, at this point, I've pretty much performed with bands all over the world. As I mentioned earlier, at Inner Circle at certain points, Earl Chinna Smith and the Inner the Yard band, as well as even Lee Scratch Perry at some points too, with his band. So I perform with my own band in Jamaica mostly, but usually outside there, it's like with other various bands,
So when you're here in Boston, what happens?
For example, on these shows, I'm playing with Naya Rockers, which I played with for the past few years now. Since I've been playing in Boston, we've been working together. And I even know Nathan from before that, actually in Jamaica, meeting him at Earl Chinna Smith's yard, in the yard. So that's how it always connects,
So what's the connection there? Because I feel like you have some sort of love for Boston. You're always in the Boston scene. You're in my social media feed.
Correct. I mean, it really just developed over the past few years. Reaching out to Panama through various like mutual people, and we kind of started doing some works. Well, I said I'd met Nathan some years ago in the yard, which is Chinna Smith's in a studio and thing in Jamaica. So we kind of had a link there as well.
Okay, so you had a little home base here.
Kind of like a connection,
You like Boston?
So far, yeah, definitely. I like the reception. I mean, we've been getting some good like crowds and stuff for the shows and events that we did, and good, good vibes, good energy for at least the people that have been amongst so far,
Yeah.
And a few, people that we're making friends with, because you're coming back and forth.
People like you and you're liking people. That's going on.
Yeah. So
communication between you and the audience after the show.
Yeah.
You go hang out with the people. You don't go run and hide.
No, I mean I'm normally even there before, so I'm there before and after.
You like people.
Love. I mean, without people, without people. I mean, that's who making us, we'll just be in an empty venue, in other words, if most of the people, there don't be no band members there, it'll just be me by myself, so we need people in order to make the,
On this topic of good vibes and love, are you comfortable with me giving you a gift?
No problem, yeah, sure.
Yeah, man.
Of course.
Let me do that.
Gifts is always accepted. Okay, nice.
All right, let's open it up. That's the catch here is you got to open it. You got to take everything out one by one. We got to see what's going on in there.
All right, for
That's
sure.
it. Let's roll. First, oh, yeah.
Yep, enjoy your life.
That's right. Much love to enjoy your life.
All right. Some water.
Plenty of that.
Infused water.
Hint water.
Yeah, raspberry.
Yeah, they love you.
Nice, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Tastes good. I've tried some so far.
There you go.
T-shirt.
Evolvement Music. That's the studio.
Yeah.
Much love.
Music.
Yes.
Two tongues. Hint.
Yep. You gotta stay hydrated.
Of course, which is okay. It's a tote bag. Nice.
So there's a tote bag.
See?
Enjoy your life loves you.
Nice.
Come on.
Tongues.
There we go. Tank top.
Yes, mad. Need this for the summer,
Yeah.
Proper. Like that design too. Okay.
What else is there? Yeah. That's your jam right there.
Yeah, that's the right size too,
Yeah.
Perfect. All that stuff.
You got some beer from
Okay,
Riverwalk Brewing Company.
Wolfenstein. Okay, nice.
Wolfenstein, Stein, something such.
Riverwalk Brewing Co. Big up, man.
Good people at Riverwalk.
Nice.
We know this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Because place this up on your board or on your wall. You don't know.
Stickers stick. That's the concept. More beer, a little hit of haze.
All right, different flavor. So
Yeah.
Give tongues, Much appreciate love.
There it is.
See some of these for later.
So, you own a record shop.
Yes, the record shop was originally founded by my dad in Kingston, Jamaica, in the early 1970s. Rockers International.
Rockers
And that
International.
was also his label, the name of his label and production company. Pretty much his brand, you could say.
Okay.
And from there, recently we reopened a new location. We still have the location in Jamaica, but recently opened a location in Brooklyn, East Williamsburg to be exact, 96 Knickerbocker Avenue.
East Williamsburg, 96 Knickerbocker Avenue.
Correct. So that's the new location. We have a little studio in there as well, kind of various recordings and photo shoots and everything.
And you're
Vinyl.
also selling records?
Vinyl and merchandise as well, like our original merchandise.
Yeah.
And we also carry other vendors also, like friends and people we're connected with.
And how's that working out?
So far, so good. I mean, we've been there since February. It's kind of of course, that was winter, so it's a bit of a slow time, but we got some good reception pretty much right through up until now. A lot of our support is online, but we do get a lot of, in person.
There's traffic going in the store. So, as this how long has it been going here, you said?
Since February.
Since February. Yeah. So, it's like 6 months or so, something like this. So, are you feeling like this is going to be a long-term thing, this record shop, or is it going to be a temporary, fleeting operation?
It's definitely going to be a long-term thing, whether or not we
are in that spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Rockers International
we pretty much
lives.
Been there, it started in the 70s, and we're still going in Jamaica. So there's no reason to stop.
I love this living on family tradition. You and Isis is totally involved in the operation, I assume, right?
100%. I mean, we've been running things from an early age for the most part, but since we got older, we definitely more took things into our own hands as far as the production, the merchandise, vinyl, the shops, and also the collaborations that we've done over the years. Like we did a collaboration a few years back with Kangal, the hat company.
So what was it? What's the
Kangal?
Yeah,
like the kangaroo. Yeah, the hat company. So we did a collaboration with them in around 6 years ago, I think now.
Wow.
And that was pretty much together with us. You know, they designed the hat and stuff.
That's cool.
Also, recently we did a collaboration with Supreme on a T-shirt design. Yeah, they took a photograph of my dad took in the early 1970s in New York, and they put it on one of their T-shirts. So
how's that going?
It was pretty good. I mean, I think it's sold out as far as I see. So it's did well.
Here's a life question: Are you the type to embrace change and stepping out of your comfort zone, or do you fear change and hope everything just stays the same?
I mean, within life, I think for me, experiences so far, there's been a lot of changes as far as, just for example, growing up in different places, like, because that's a form of change. Some people just grow up in one place all life, and it's from an early age, I moved here different, you know.
Experience
just in Jamaica alone, you know, so that was a form of change. Also, being in music, because, you know, there's a lot of time you meet different people, that's not the typical people you might meet if you're just staying in one. International people, whether it be from Japan or Europe or wherever it may be. So I felt I experienced a lot of change from an early age, so it kind of gave me an adaptability to, you know, for change.
To change.
Yeah. I mean, because at the same time, you do feel comfortable in your home or in your comfort zone, or it is with your family or your things that you love or your people that you love. But even in that case, sometimes you have to spread and go forward to other places and experience.
So I can see that you're clearly a confident individual. You're confident in yourself. How did you develop that? Is that as a result of always being in new environments and dealing with new and unique situations? Because we're in a world where a lot of people lack self-confidence.
True. I mean, perhaps. I mean, I also put a lot to my...
Or am I wrong to assume that you're confident?
Well, I mean, I would say it's more due to my upbringing also, because growing up in an environment where, I said, my dad being a musician, the person that he was a very encouraging father, to say the least. He did pass away at an early age. I was 9, but for the time that we spent together, I would say he contributed a lot to that confidence, as well as my mom, like, kind of harnessing that and nurturing that.
Yeah.
So that contributed a lot, as well as this life circumstances. You know, for example, losing my father at an early age, I kind of had to experience a whole new way of life because of him.
Deal.
Yeah, so that was kind of early experience and change, and also just growing up, kind of, you know, in that sense. And also having to be confident in just moving and being out there with me and my mom, and, you know, continuing forward.
Another life question: as confident as you are, what are the things that scare you at this point? What are you afraid of?
I mean, at this point in life, I think just not having I won't say a world, but, you know, it's like a world of instability, because I feel confident in myself and just, you know, my ways and but just a somewhat unstable world environment right now, like it's on a world so-called scale.
Okay.
That's the only type of thing that's, you know, more things like that.
It's just troubling to you.
Yeah, I mean, the different ways of life that we might have experienced and known, whether it be not being able to tour, for example, or not being able to interact with people, and
right. That's ultimately really things that are out of your control.
Yeah, but most of the things that I could control don't really, because I feel like that it's easier for you to, you know, work on those things. Yeah.
So you've traveled the world. Run off some names of places that you've found your physical body.
I've been to Japan, that's just the Asian places, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. Europe, into places like Netherlands, Holland, Germany, Spain, Belgium, France, Scandinavia, and some of the Scandinavia countries, Slovakia, a place called Czech Republic, London. Of course, the United States, you know, California, and here in Boston.
Right on. So, as you found yourself in all of these locations, was there one that was impactful for you and perhaps even could be called like life-altering, change your perception a little bit? I
think each one of them really had some impact in it, because just growing up in Jamaica and coming back and forth from the States, that was the only places that I've traveled to prior to then. So once I started to travel musically and going to these various countries,
it's like, wow.
Yes, it opened you up, because you've researched places and seen places on TV or in books, but
once you're there,
it's a different experience. So it adjusts your way of thinking of how people live, how people communicate, how people survive, and that's how people live on a cultural basis. So
first-hand experience of new cultural norms, new ways of living, and you're like, oh, this is what's happening, and now I'm submerged in it. Wow.
Definitely.
I couldn't have imagined this.
No.
But now this is a whole other thing.
It's experience. So that every experience to me just adjusts your mind to some extent, just adds, definitely.
Yeah. I love that. I love it. Oh, yeah. How about, so at this point, are you happy with the life that you're living?
More than happy. I mean, I think the life that I've lived so far and chosen is just the most, I would say the best way to live, because you're able to do something that you love, and you also be able to be compensated for it in a sense of whether it be paid or paid to travel or going to all these other places that we just discussed. So
where you can eat and have a stable living space.
All these other things, so it's to be able to create and continue the legacy also at the same time. So it's all of, joy.
Yeah. So have you attained some level of peace?
I think there's definitely been peace even prior to this time. So it's just a continuation. The only adjustments is just growth, as you grow as a man, and time and experiences and life. But the peace pretty much remains. And music is one of those sources, actually, just playing the instrument and finding that time and place to just meditate. And
so when you lay down to go to sleep at the end of the day, it's a pretty simple process for you. Your mind's not racing.
No, not necessarily. Unless at times when you're traveling and certain things you can't be moving, and that's a bit different. But when you're just at home, and of course.
I see. I see. So at this moment again, what's the most exciting thing going on in your musical career? What are you stoked on?
I'm working on a new album. I've been working on a new album for some time now, but we're gonna be scheduling it for release probably early parts of next year. So I'm kind of excited for that. As well as the new works that's been out so far, like Bright Stars, a new single released, and I was happy to release that one. As well as the Green Lion Crew meets Addis Pablo project, which came out not too long ago, which was kind of good, and I was getting some good reception. So yeah.
Anything exciting behind the scenes there that hasn't been released yet? Any tidbits you want to sneak out there to us?
Definitely, there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon. I wouldn't give any words yet because sometimes I just want to save the best, save the best for last. But definitely a lot of new works on the way, new album and many new singles and productions.
I love it. Mm-hmm. So, Addis, there's two reasons why I asked Panama Dan to ask you to come here, because I follow the channels, right?
True.
Now, these are the two reasons. And we briefly discussed them before the show when we were having our nice time together before this, right?
Right.
So, first one, I truly respect and think there's great value in finding a passion and then taking the steps to pursue that passion to a point of where it can support your existence, where you can eat and survive, where otherwise many people dismiss the idea for something like, I'm going to be a musician and live off of this.
True.
I respect you for taking this idea, this continued family tradition, and making it a reality.
True.
I love that about you, because it's not everybody that has this is why I also have assumed your self-confidence. It's not everybody that has that confidence. Is there a knock at the door? Yeah. Is that a human? There it is, Panama Dan. Nice. So that's the first reason. It's incredible that you're doing what you want to do with your life in a world where a lot of people just go through the motions. Okay? Second reason is, as you continue to do this and you find success and in your personal life, the human that you are, as you come across people in your day-to-day, going to the gas station, going to the farmer's market stand, and you communicate with people, you have a positive presence, and you're nice. It's valuable. These are the two reasons.
True.
And I'm also, I guess a third reason why I do this is that I personally see great value in giving compliments to people and letting them know from where I sit. And I see you. I met you today. Is that right?
True, correct.
I watch you from my connection through Panama Dan, and I see the development. And from over here, I'm happy when people succeed.
True.
So
That's right.
as a grown man to a grown man, comfortable to look you in the eye and tell you that I'm proud of what you got going on.
Which is right,
That's
because
good.
it's good to encourage that, because like you said, a lot of times people feel discouraged to pursue their passions and things like that. So when they hear, or when you get compliments like that, whether it be from yourself or the world or wherever, whichever way it's acknowledged, fans, it encourages you to keep going strong. And that's because there's times when you might feel like, well, you could even,
What am I
you know,
doing? Yeah.
but along the way, no matter how big you get, there's times where you could just feel like, well, something could go wrong or something could, you never know what could happen. So it's always good to get encouragement along the way from persons like yourself or the fans or just people you meet in the streets, or just, you never know who, where it comes from, inspiration or just that positive encouragement.
Thank you for accepting the compliments.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's let the compliments lead us into a game. You all right with the game? I like to play things. So this is what the game is. It's called Fast, Fun, Not So Smart. And I'm going to tell you why it's called that, okay? It's called Fast because I'm going to make it seem like you have to do something fast, okay? It's fun because, fun is in style. Happiness is hip. You agree?
True.
Not so smart because you're not going to think that much. You're just going to give answers, okay? All right? It's all right. I'm not going to cut it up and make you seem silly. That's not how I roll. Here we go. It's Fast, Fun, and Not So Smart with Addis Pablo. First question, what is your favorite book?
Favorite book.
He's got nothing. All right.
Yes.
Carrying on to the... You got one?
I mean, it'd be hard to say at this moment, Yeah. Can't say our favorite book is. There's so many.
All right.
Yeah.
Your decision, beef stew or kale salad?
Oh, definitely kale salad.
Yeah, my man. Best hip-hop artist of all time?
Best hip hop.
Yeah.
Biggie.
Biggie.
Yes.
Do you listen to hip-hop?
Definitely.
You do?
Yeah, Notorious B.I.G.
All right, word up. Best club to play in Boston, Massachusetts?
Best club to play.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't played that many different locations so far, but
Let's follow that with this question.
Yeah.
Best promoter in the reggae scene in the Boston market. Who do you got?
Panama Dan, man. The one
Yeah,
Dan,
Panama Dan, Reggae Takeover. What's good?
You got the crew, Yeah, Naya Records, everybody.
Next question. Are you happy to be here right now?
Oh, yeah, man, definitely. It's a great vibe. I'm glad that we came out
yeah,
tonight.
why? Recite a quote. Something you love.
Until the color of a man's skin is no more significant than the color of his eye is a speech of His Majesty, which also the song War, Bob Marley used it for.
Yeah, I love it. When was the last time you slept outside? Outside.
Like camping?
I don't know, just outside, not inside a structure.
Well, years, I can't remember. Probably when I was younger, yeah, good while.
Damn, boy.
Since I was like, I haven't done like camping in a while, type of vibe.
This game's never that good. It's been a pleasure to have you here. I know you got a show coming up.
Yeah, this weekend on Friday in Maine.
Friday
and Sunday in Plymouth with the Naya Rockers, on both occasions.
In the great state of Maine on Friday, is that it? Just aim for Maine?
And then Sunday in Plymouth.
Word. Where do we go to check it out? Panama Dan.
Follow at Addis Pablo at Reggae Takeover. On
at
Instagram,
Addis Pablo.
Or at Reggae Takeover, which is Panama Dan promotion.
How do you feel about spelling out Addis Pablo? At least the Addis part.
Listeners out there, that's ADDIS PABLO, Addis Pablo.
ADDIS
PABLO, Pablo.
Got it. Is there anything that you want to say that I just overlooked today, my new friend? Would you consider us friends?
Definitely.
That was one of the questions in the game.
No, we meet today now as new friends, you know. Start a new, exactly, new links. So.
It doesn't take much time.
No, because we have to always meet, you know, and greet and just extend our energy where we can, you know.
And what happens if you stop learning? Or you could phrase it this way: what happens if you get to a state of where you think you know it all?
No, well, at that point you don't know. At that point you don't know nothing. You don't know anything at all, because learning is a continuous process. No matter who you are, the greatest minds are wherever it is, greatest musicians are always working still, you know, still playing, still practicing, still
learning every day.
Still, you know, absorbing, meeting, you know, greeting, living. So
you stop learning, you start dying.
I mean, that's the end, exactly.
So once again, the Instagram jam at Addis Pablo.
Correct.
Yeah, we know you want to check out our homeboy Panama Dan, and that's at Reggae Takeover, and that's an OVA at the end.
Correct.
Is that how that works?
That's a spelling.
Yeah, man. We love Panama Dan. We know this. I feel great. You feel good?
Definitely, man. Great vibes. Nice.
You happy with the way this worked out?
I like this. I wouldn't say it's kind of my first podcast in this way, but you know, I always check them out and listen to the various. So it's good to be doing one now. Yeah. Part of one.
Happy to have you here.
Thanks,
it's been a pleasure. I respect you taking the time to move your physical body from wherever it was to this location. That takes effort.
True.
I appreciate it.
No problem, man. It's good. Thanks for having me. I'm definitely going to do some more things. Offer something else again.
Oh yeah. Addis Pablo forever offering something.
Yes, man.
That's it. It's going to be a wrap. Please click on that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. I love you for that. If you're the streaming TV type, you can watch it on everything. Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Roku, Distro, all that on the Plymouth Rock TV channel. A lot of love to our sponsors. They're so sweet. Enjoy Your Life brand, everything at Enjoy Your Life brand. Riverwalk Brewing Company and the Higher Education Music and Arts Festival going down August 27 to 29 in Lebanon, Maine. HigherEducationFest.com. Get hip, get in. That's the end of the show. My name is Michael Bernier. This is Offering Something. That was Addis Pablo. Oh boy, good vibes for sure. It's peace. It's peace. And we are out of here pretty soon. Yeah. Yeah, why?